Hey nerds, welcome to our new pod studio, new recording setup. Still a work in progress, but we are happy to show what we have so far.
Yep. It's we got the sign hung up today, and we're working out all the fine details.
Literally.
But we're super excited because this is a big episode for our new little studio.
Yeah,
And we're covering a really great book.
and we're just happy to be here together.
Ooh, Monsoon Rising, Thea Guanzon. Yeah.
We're excited. Chanel will be leading the episode today, and we hope you guys check out this video on YouTube so you can see our work in progress studio come along. And we hope that you've checked out the Hurricane Wars. It's incredible.
And now we're going to dive into book 2, A Monsoon Rising. If you haven't already read it, check it out because it's amazing. Yeah, let's get started.
Is it gonna keep doing it?
Okay.
Okay, so I guess just diving in, what are initial thoughts of this book so far? And
So, I loved this book, and I really liked the first book, but I loved this book more because I'm more of a character-driven person, and I felt like the first book was so plot heavy, which you have to have when you're building a whole new universe. So this was nice that the plot was, I felt really slowed down, and we really got into the characters more, and there was less going on, but more going on with the characters, if that makes sense. This was easier for me to follow.
Yeah, because the world was already built from that first book, and I liked that a lot too. You got to dive deeper into their relationships and into more of the politics and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a lot better for me too. What'd you think, Stacey?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Just like Ashley had said, we were talking offline too. A lot of the world building was in the first book, so it just took a little bit more time to get the plot developed. So the second one's nice because you just literally hit the ground running. The characters are pretty much developed, the main ones, and we just get to see more of the characters versus having to flesh out the whole plot. So it goes so much quicker when you read it, I feel like.
Yeah, a lot quicker. Yeah, instantly you're just already transported. You don't have to rehash a lot of things. So yeah. Okay, so kind of the main, we just kind of want to dive into the main plot points. We're not going to go chapter by chapter or anything like that. But the big looming threat in this book is called the Moonless Dark, which are these eclipses, which obviously you can see on the cover too, that could essentially destroy their world when it happens. So it's really important for Alaric and Taliesin to band together, use their powers to stop this moonless dark from happening and destroying everyone. So that's the threat that we're dealing with in this second book. So yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about that. The whole point is they in this book they have to train together. They have to band together now that they're married, right? They officially got married in the first book. And so yeah, let's just dive into that. What did you think of that?
Well, so I'm typically not into the trope of a forced marriage or whatever. It's just not my thing. But I loved it in this. It was so well done and funny, but really endearing at the same time. And it was really, because it was kind of a lot of tropes in one. It was also idiots in love.
Yeah.
Because they obviously love each other and they kept acting like the other person didn't even like the other person. And so I liked that a lot about this, and it's not a trope that I typically go for.
Yeah, on top of kind of enemies to lovers, which that was more of in the first book. Now that they're kind of already married together, it's also kind of forced proximity, right?
Yeah,
because they're forced to be together, forced to train together, to live together now, and so yeah, that's another trope. You said, now that they're in this marriage with this alliance between their two kingdoms, realms, or whatever. Like you said, it's kind of idiots in love. So we see that they're denying their feelings, but they have this sexual tension. But they're also like partners, not only in marriage, but also like with their like magic, whatever you want to call it, like their magic complements each other. I'm trying to think what else. But but yeah, it was just like you said, really interesting to flesh out their characters. So I just wrote they trade together, which was hot.
Oh my god.
That was like their training together was like the build up for their like sexual release. Like it starts out like kind of tame, and then like the more they keep training together again for this like moonless dark.
Yeah.
You keep seeing like their frustrations rising, and then it like I want to say it's probably about halfway through the book it kind of culminates and they eventually have sex.
Oh my god, the smut scenes in this were top tier.
They were so good.
I mean, we'd talk about the one I think at the very end at some point.
I was gonna say.
I was listening to it. I had to pause it for a minute. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that one. But all of them were really good. Like, this is like I'm reading. Her nipple peeked through this thin fabric in his thumb. Beneath the pad of his thumb, and blood roared in his ears. He had done that. She had let him do that.
It's amazing.
Incredible. It's a lot of build up. It's really great. But okay, the other thing is there's lots of secrets going on. Like she has secrets, he has secrets, which again kind of is again another kind of build up. So she's sending information that she learns back to the rebels on her home island and to this general that she's like working for, used to work for. And then simultaneously he's like secretly, I guess, meeting with his daddy.
His dad is the worst.
Yes. With his father. And his father and like his home realm is making this potion to get rid of magic, essentially. And his father is threatening or telling Alaric that eventually he's going to have to like kidnap or take hostage Taliesin at some point, because that's the best way to like get her and
to like control her or whatever.
And like and so like both of them have these secrets, and yet at the same time they're like building this relationship, like I said, sexually they're getting closer, as well as also like having feelings for each other. So it's like it's going deeper than just, you know, being married, having sex. Like it's way deeper as far as like, oh, I'm actually caring about this person. I'm caring about, you know, what happens to them, not just because it, you know, is risking my life or my country or whatever. It's, you know, I want them to be safe and protected, and because I love them and stuff like that. Also, okay, if you have thoughts about that, we can talk about that too.
Yeah, no.
Sum that up. Okay, we can talk about kind of the politics. Right? We can talk about the politics as well.
Get comfy. This is the comfy couch.
Yeah.
Go, lots of room.
So there's a lot of politics going on. As far as like Taliesin is like, her grandmother is like the queen. So she's like in line for this throne. And so her grandmother's like making her like go to court and like meet all of these people. I don't know the names of them, like these ladies in waiting, these like what are they called? These like court maidens.
I mean, that's what they are, but I don't know if they actually call them something else.
I know, I'm like, what are they called? Gosh, what are they called?
I don't. Do they give them a specific name?
She called these ladies something, and I'm trying to remember. They're nobles. Is like kind of, I wanted like a general name for them, and I'm trying to remember what she called these ladies, because you were asking what that one girl she was, and I can't remember. She called them something, like I said. Hold up. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Gosh dang
because they're not really like ladies in waiting because they're noble.
They're noble,
but they're like supposed to be like her friends or something.
Yeah.
And they,
Yes,
they
like,
do help her. Though.
She's getting close to them because like they're like
ladies of the court.
Ladies, yeah, like ladies of the court, and I can't remember.
And it's a bigger deal, right? Because the women, this society, it's like the women become queen. It's like very female based.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily like these ladies waiting around on her. It's more like helping her build up how she's going to rule and everything. Networking almost.
Yes. And so she has to go with them to like learn how to like eat and how to talk and like all the rules of the court. Their names are, oh god, Oriol, Byron, Nyama, and G. I hope I'm saying that right. They're noble women. That's what she called them. Noble women, and the nobles are the guys. Noble women, yeah. Okay, that was it.
Nailed it.
No, God. And so she, like you said, she gets close to them, learns like who their parentage are and like why they're so important, especially to her grandma, because her grandma's the queen, and so she's like, she doesn't want to, but she's like forced to like go to these lunches and dinners and teas with them and all this other stuff. So anyway, so yes, for Alaric, I said he was kind of like pushed to the edge with, I have a specific scene. He's kind of pushed to the edge with his politics with his dad. And because he sees, and we can talk about kind of this some more, there's a specific rebel attack, right, where, I was going to say Ray, where Taliesin is like, put in danger. A lot of people are killed, and a bunch of things happen. He sees this and sees like his father's counterattack, the Night Empire, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Night Empire.
And he again starts seeing like his feelings for Taliesin and like how close they're getting, and he makes this vow, like I said, to never go to war with her at the end of all of this, whatever you want to call it, this hurricane war or whatever. And so there's this quote, and he goes, "No more," he vowed to himself, by standing by her side. The two of them were holding back the amethyst bolts, holding back the rock, keeping their island safe. I will go against my father to make it so. After the Sardovian rebels, no more. So basically he was saying, outside, on the other side of the moonless dark, Kesith, which is his like home planet or whatever the heck, would not fight in another war. It was a resolve that went beyond the awful pit in his stomach at the prospect of taking Taliesin's magic away. It was an earnest desire to live fully in a time of peace, to preserve this beautiful, enigmatic place that was his wife's nation, and to rebuild his own. So he's like learning to love not only her, but her country, and being like, I don't want to go to war with these people. Once we finally come to peace and like have a happy life together, I don't want us fighting. I don't want any more secrets anymore. And like, I feel like that was kind of a turning point for him to be like, this guy really cares about her.
Yeah.
You know, like he's willing to go to war against his own father, right? Like, and I just thought that was like such a pivotal moment. So which is crazy because at the same time he has a whole bunch of secrets against her. Like he still hasn't told her about this poison they're making. He doesn't know what she's been doing. So it's like, is he gonna change his mind after he finds out? So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, I mean, can we talk what I have about like them both having secrets and stuff, can I talk about the end a little bit? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So what's so interesting, and I love the way that Thea did this, writing this book, is that he has secrets, like Alaric has secrets, Taliesin has secrets, and like you think it's building for the end that one of them is going to betray the other, and like that's going to be the pivotal like climax of this book, and then it's not. Like both of them never find out what the other one's hiding, because out of nowhere, I had to call and talk to Chanel about this because I feel like I maybe missed something, but I was just reading too quickly. One of the noble women like injects her with, I guess, this magic. thing that they have, and she like loses her magic and like passes out, and that's how the book ends.
Yeah. So it was one of the noble women injects her with the magic poison. And so that's what, again, I wanted to talk to you about, because it is so open-ended. You're like, okay, she's a noble woman from Talison's court, but she has the poison from Alaric's court. So you're like, my things are, why?
Well, yeah, and the big
why?
So I also, like, I guess people were also, so they're at this big giant masquerade ball that is beautiful.
We're at a ball.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like being attacked. They have those birds that are like shutting off the magic. And so like all this stuff happens really fast. So this happens, it's like at the very end of the book too.
Yeah.
And then this woman injects Taliesin with this poison, and then also tells her as she's like passing out, because this woman's father also was just murdered a few minutes before this.
He's a nobleman, yeah.
She's something like, we had a lot in common. We had lost both of our mothers. At least your father's still alive. And then she's like, but at least my grandmother didn't kill my mother.
So then you're like, oh, her grandmother.
So it's like, who's, like, how is this all connected?
Yeah.
Because somehow, like, obviously these courts have been connected somehow for a while now.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then that's what I was going to say is, why did this happen? And then I was like, then is she working with the Night Empire? That was my
She
other
has
question.
to be.
Yeah, like, because how did she get that?
She would have to be.
And then I feel like Talison's mother is somehow, like, I can't wait to get the backstory of Talison's mother and Talison's uncle who is dead, because there's obviously more to that whole story too, which that's a little fleshed out a little more in this book too. Like, you understand more of this story about the Civil War and stuff, and her mom and her uncle, and so this third book, I'm really interested to see how this is gonna tie together.
I know. Let me see what else I have. And so another thing that happens is with kind of, again, part of the secrets is Taliesin again is working with these rebels, and she's working with that general in charge of the rebels. And I think this is also a little bit of a turning point in her kind of caring for Alaric. Is she bargains with the general and says, you can't kill Alaric, right? Like, we can attack and whatever, go after the Night Empire, but you can't kill him. And then I think that's when the general is like, are you starting to care for him? Like, he's supposed to be this evil guy that we're going against, whatever. So that's like, that was my like inkling of like, okay, she has deeper feelings now, right? Like, if she's not willing to sacrifice his life. The other thing that came about within this like political scheming is they have to have kids together.
Yes.
That's another bargain that they've made with the grandma and his dad, or whatever the heck. So I wanted to throw that in there. And then, like you said, then they get attacked, and yeah. It's just, it ended crazy. So yeah. And also at the ball is when they had their crazy sex. So we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah, we'll hear Chanel talk about it.
There was so much. It was so good. So yeah, so they're at this ball at the end so they defeat the Moonless Dark. We gotta say that.
Oh, which is like a giant ass dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We were talking about that, like that. We think it's like some volcano that magic erupts from it. It's literally a giant dragon
that comes up.
Taliesin jumps on it, then a lark's jumping on it. It was crazy.
I forgot about that. It was a dragon.
The world eater.
I know, and he just wanted his love, the love of his. He lost the love of his life, and he was just sad because he lost the love of his life. And
No, don't you clap. It's so funny. Mama, do you hear Stacey's kids? They're like knocking on Mama. Mama.
You need to pause.
But no, we can't pause. We're just going through.
Because I'm out here.
Yeah, we know.
A giant dragon. You can let him in while we're talking. I don't care.
And yeah, so they defeat this dragon.
Really just talk it back into the volcano.
Yeah, back into hiding. And so then there's a celebration because the world's not going to end now. And they're at this ball. And at this ball, while everyone's schmoozing and eating and drinking, they go into like a bathroom, right?
No, a closet,
A
like
closet.
a coat closet or something.
Well, but it also had a mirrored ceiling because
Uh-huh.
she's looking at herself while this is happening, and he freaking goes down on her,
Good.
and eats her out. It was
Good.
amazing.
While she watches from the
Let's
ceiling,
see.
that's amazing.
Let's
Read
see
it.
if
Read
I
the
have
passage.
it. Let's see if I have it.
It's like right at the end.
It is right at the end. Let's see.
Chanel's got it marked. Don't worry.
He said, "Oh, this is him leading up to it because they were fighting. He was like, I don't want to share, not with any of them. He's like, I don't give a damn what your court says. You swore yourself to me." And he's all like, getting
He's
possessed.
such a- so
he's like, I'm
jealous.
jealous. That's what he says. I'm jealous.
He's like
jealous.
he's marching around pissed this
because
whole
she's
time.
wearing this like revealing dress, and he's like so.
He's not
jealous.
having it.
Okay. Alaric was a forest god as he fell to his knees before her. He hooked her left leg over one broad shoulder, dotting a hurried kiss on the ankle, peeking out from amidst the strap of her shoe. Then he littered more feverish kisses along her bare calf as his hand slipped under her right buttock to angle her center towards his wandering mouth. Once he'd gone past her knee, Taliesin was shuddering. Her undergarments were soaked through. His first nip to her inner thigh caused her to cry out, and gods, if it wasn't the most exquisite form of torture, as he took his sweet time sucking bruises into her flesh. The pain and pleasure forming a heady cocktail that made everything else melt away.
Can you read the entire book for me, though?
She needed relief, and she needed it so badly as she felt as though she were back on the great steppe in high summer, craving water to slake the thirst parching her throat.
10 out of 10. Stacey's like, I'm giving this smut 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
And this is just like one little part. Like
Yeah.
there,
I know, it's-
the whole.
It keeps going. Okay, how about this? We're skipping to the end. She says, still on his knees, Alaric reached up to hold her through the aftershocks, the unmasked lower half of his face buried in the crook where her neck met her shoulder. Have I made my point? He asked gruffly. You should stop talking so much.
God, I love
She
her so
said
much.
breathlessly
I know.
in daze, that mouth of yours can be put to far better use. I love
It's
it.
amazing.
I love it.
Great. And there you go. End of the book.
That's it.
Yeah. Except it actually ends much worse than that. So pick up a copy today.
I love it.
But yeah, it was such a good book, and like I'm super excited for book 3. Like I like you said, book 1 was really good.
Yes.
I thought this was even better. So
Like I said, I love this book so much, and I like the first one. I think this is true with, like I said, any of these big fantasy books. The first book is so much
Yeah.
time building like a base and like a history and like a universe. It's this book is a little smaller and there's stuff going on, but you get to focus more on the characters, and it's just I love it. It's
Yeah.
excellent.
me too. Can't wait for book 3,
Uh-huh.
which I think is next year coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, Stacy, what's your rating?
Yeah.
So for the smut, 5 out of 5. Obviously,
Yes.
it's amazing, and I give this a 5-star read, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we love it.
I love Thea's writing anyway, but like Ashley said, just because we get to dive right into the characters and the situation, the stakes are a little bit higher in this book. It's just really exciting to read. So
Yeah. It's so
the
good.
pace is great.
Yeah.
We also will be announcing this on our Instagram, but we are doing a giveaway for the special edition Barnes and Noble special edition and the Waterstone special edition. So
Yes.
2 books. That's 4. 2 books for a giveaway. We'll be announcing that sometime this week.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
What
Yay.
else? We got anything else?
No. You want to announce the book of the month for February?
Yeah. So I didn't bring it with me.
Ashley didn't bring her copy, but we'll obviously post a photo of it
So
to announce it on our socials.
Yeah.
for February, my book of the month is Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. I have started it. It's absolutely amazing.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, It's.
I've been telling them
Forever.
I read it this time last year, and I told Ashley and Stacey, I was like, this book is amazing. You need to read it because we all love Jane Austen.
Yes.
And it is a Jane Austen retelling, obviously, Pride and Protest. It's set in Washington, D.C., and Liza Bennett is a radio DJ. And then Dorsey is Fitzgerald.
I love all of their names.
I know, it's amazing.
Because, like, I think, like, Jane is Janae.
Yeah.
And,
So
I can't think of the, but I do like they changed one of the sisters as a brother.
yeah, one of the sisters is a brother, yes. But Dorsey, he is like a like high like C-suite executive for a nonprofit company, and that he inherited from his parents. He's Filipino and she's black, and so I just love the dynamics, and yeah, just putting it more like in an urban and more current day environment is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect pick, not only for February for like Valentine's Day, but also perfect for Black History Month. And
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm so excited.
Yay!
So check that out. Check out Monsoon Rising. And if you haven't listened, we had Thea on last month for an interview for the book. So listen to that too if you haven't.
Yep.
And then stay updated for our pod studio.
Yes,
I'll be.
It's
It's really bare right now.
It's bare, but I'll be posting photos as we get it more decorated, and the lighting will be better, and we have great things coming up. So
yeah.
Yay!
You want to lead us? Oh wait, we didn't do kudos.
yeah, let's do kudos. I want to go first. Okay, so my kudos this week is for my husband Theo, because he has taken the time to this wall needed patched and all this other stuff and painted, and he put the sign up for us. So shout out to him and his dad who helped. So love it.
Yay.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. It looks great.
Seriously. Yeah, I piggyback on the kudos to Theo and to you, Stacey, for getting the sign and like you said, painting this wall, and like super appreciate it. And also kudos to Ashley, because you're techno whiz.
I don't know about that. We're still figuring this out.
Yeah, well, if this episode posts, then
we'll let you know.
If there's any audio to it, we're gonna figure it out.
If you don't see this, then no kudos. No, it's good. But yeah, I love both of you guys. So thank you.
My kudos is for Stacey and Theo for one, letting us use their house, this like extra room as our little studio.
Yeah.
For Theo doing all of the work, because I was giving him a hard time when I was here today, obviously, about doing it. So
you have to, you have to.
And then my other kudos is for you, Chanel, because I love you and thank you for leading such a great discussion about this book.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, nerds. Well, have a happy and safe week, and make sure you read what you like.